Hello everyone and welcome. It's Alexandra, and in today's video I would like to show you how I create really fun tabs that can be added to the sides of your junk journal pages or tags for some added interest. I'm going to use some paper scraps, and I will also use this Semi-Circle Punch from Stampin' Up. I have it for quite some time and I don't get to use it often, so for this specific project I thought it could really help us out. Let's have a look at what else we're going to use. So paper scraps and mostly paper strips like the ones that I have here. You can see that the width of my paper strips is different. The width of each one of the paper strips will determine the width of the finished tab. So you can use whichever width you want, but of course still bear in mind that these should be smaller elements. Then I also have these offcuts of really great red cardstock, as well as a piece of green cardstock and some black. Also some of the gold foiled cardstock here. The pieces of these colorful cardstocks will be used for creating reinforcement circles on our tabs. I also have some stamps that I would like to use for adding some details on the tabs. I'm also going to use a circle punch, and the one that I have here is 5/8 of an inch in diameter. I also have this single hole punch, and I think the diameter of that hole is about 1/4 of an inch. So why don't we begin with maybe the narrow paper strip. Measure the width. So this one happens to be 1 inch wide, and that's perfect because it's easy to mark the center line on this one, and it will go at like 1/2 inch along the length of the whole strip. I will mark 1/2 inch on both of the ends and just connect 2 of those marks like so. And this will now help me lining up the punch where I need it to be. On the punch itself, I have also previously marked the center, both at the top and at the bottom. And now it's just easy for me to slide the paper strip all the way to the back of the punch, and then just make sure that the center line on the cardstock matches, or sort of matches, the marks on the paper punch. And then once they're lined up, I will punch it out, and this is what I have. So the next thing that I am going to do is just fold the paper like so, and use my scissors in order to trim the excess paper. So that's the base of our tab. As easy as that. I currently have square corners on this piece, so we can use the corner rounder in case you have one and just round them. And this is how it will look like now. Next, I'm going to take an offcut piece of this red cardstock, and I will punch a smaller hole first, and then use my 5/8 inch circle punch and punch out that reinforcement circle that I will glue down in the center of that paper section on the tab. The size is just perfect for this semicircle. So this is what we're going to have. And now I can just use my single hole punch again and repunch that hole in the center. And this is the result. You can, of course, create another circle for sticking in the back of the tab. So I'm doing it the same way, just trying my best at lining everything up. And this piece can be added in the back. This is how our piece looks like. Let's use some distress ink and add some color to the edges of this tab. How about we create a wider one? So this piece of paper that I have here measures 1.5 inches. So let's mark the line down the center, and we'll be at 3/4 of an inch. Create the line and repeat the steps with our punch. Let's do another shape of the corners. Okay, so we'll punch this out and fold. I'm just making sure that the edges of the paper match, and burnish, cut off the excess, and now we can probably cut the corner by hand and then use that cut off piece to make sure that our second corner will be cut at the same angle, like that. Okay, so here are all of our tabs. Now let's see what we can add to them and how we can embellish them more. I thought that using stamps could be nice, so that's the stamp set that I'm going to use. I usually choose some smaller numbers, so that's what I'm going to do here as well. And we can take wider stamps for the wider tabs, of course. So for example, on this one, we could stamp this number and then flip it like so and stamp again. Now when the tab will be folded, it will look like that. Let's maybe use one more. I also like this stamp, it's very cute. Let's stamp that one here and then flip and stamp again. So this is what you're going to have. Now let's use another number. What we can use, let's do the filed. in red ink, like so, and like so. I think for these narrow pieces we need something small, like tiny numbers. Maybe this one can work. Oh, I think it's not very visible in black. Let's do it in red now. Also not very visible. Okay, so how about we stamp figure number 1? So I'm going to add the ink only to this top section of the stamp and stamp it, and then do that same thing again. Okay, and stamp. Here is this little guy. This tab, for example, I ran through an embossing plate, and I also like the result. I have a few more tabs right here, the wider ones, so why don't we try and use on this one some other stamps. I want to use this manicule and only the manicule, so I will just add ink on the hand like so. Now let's see if it will fit. I hope it will. Well, almost. Right, so we can add another number there, and let's try to do it on the reverse side. We could probably add another number there. How about this tiny number 5? Okay, let's stamp it right there. And there. Okay, looks fine to me. Now, what else we can use for these? Maybe just the top of the stamp here. So I will not ink all of it. I will only ink the part that I need. And we'll do this and this. Pretty. I think it looks nice. And we have 2 more. We have stamped quite a few of those. Let's see how we can use them. I have here a journal that could probably use some tabs. Let's see where we can add them. How about here? So I will just add glue to this ivory cardstock area, not on the red reinforcement circle, because that's actually the area that will be visible. I really like the fact that I can see the page peeking through here in the middle. And this is the back. Now let's have another look where we can add more. How about we add it to the side of the page? like that. I like it. And then let's see, maybe in another place we could add either a small one, maybe this one with the gold foiled reinforcement circle. This is a journal that I have created, if I'm not mistaken, more than a year ago. And I have been adding and adding different elements to it. It's looking chunky already. And as you can see, I still keep on adding pieces to it because I think it could like use more. So how about here? Well, in this case, the stamping will be upside down, so no. But oh, this page looks quite empty, so maybe we could add our tab here. Yeah, let's do it. We could also add an eyelet here. So for that, I would re-punch that hole like that, and then use an eyelet and set it in place. And you could also hang something in there with or without an eyelet. It's of course possible to do that. So yeah, I think that's all from me for today. Hope you give it a go, of course, in case you have this punch, but I suppose it was quite a popular one back in the days. So I hope you guys like this idea. I wish all of you a creative and wonderful week, and talk to you soon. Bye.